Rasmus Hojlund has become the youngest Premier League player to score in 6 consecutive games. Welcome to the United of Sport. My name is Webb. Here is the official match reaction of our hard-earned victory over Luton in the EPL. Now, first of all, Rasmus Hojlund, round of applause. People were saying, he can't score. When he took his time to score goals in the Premier League, well, people called him all forms of names. But we who knew him and what he's made of were always confident that the goals will come. Now, guess what? 6 games, 7 goals, a record in the English Premier League. The youngest player to do so for United, he joins the class of Cristiano Ronaldo, Eric Cantona, Ruud van Nistelrooy. Boy, what a baller. I'm telling you, he's now just 4 goals away from beating Wayne Rooney's record of 17 goals in his first season for Manchester United. Such a big player, very important player for Manchester United. I'll rate him in the game largely. I think for over the 2 halves, he was the best player for us over the 2 halves. For me, I would give him a proper 9 out of 10. Top performer, putting in the hard yards, giving passes, dropping in deep. Like Wayne Rooney, I keep saying he has got elements of both Rooney, finishing like Van Nistelrooy and Van Persie. All these good strikers we've had are all in one player. This boy has got the ability, the potential to surpass all the greatest strikers we've seen at Manchester United. So for me, 9 out of 10. The other big player, proper player for Manchester United was Kobbie Mainoo. You see, if Kobbie Mainoo is put in order, he will deliver consistently. Every game that United plays, we come here and talk about Kobbie. The first half, again, because of how he was being played out of position, he was going forward, coming back. There was no proper guidance on where he's supposed to be. Second stanza, Eric Ten Hag reorganizes, pulls off Casemiro, brings on Scott McTominay. Kobbie sits at the base, and boy, isn't this boy such a beauty to watch? Even in tight conditions, in tight places, under pressure, what a gem of a player we've got already. Ian Wright, our haters should be haters. Arsenal legends are saying this boy should be in the England squad. He's a joy to watch. I said it before here that if you love football, you love to watch Man United because of Kobbie Mainoo. The way he's so calm, putting the ball on the chest, the way he knows how to make quick step overs just to tease players. His one touches, he's just perfect in his decision making, his scanning. It's like he's got 12 eyes around his head. This boy is a baller. Kobbie, for me, would get a proper 8.5 out of 10. The other player, and it's sad that usually it's difficult for a, a substitute to be given man of the match. Guys, the struggles we had in the first stanza were all solved by the introduction of Johnny Evans. What a masterpiece. Another year for Evans, guys. We should give this guy another year. He should stay here longer. We need Johnny Evans. Look at how, ever since Johnny Evans joined Manchester United, he has never dropped a ball. He has not made a single mistake in all the games. People are surprised by what he does, but I'm saying this guy has never made a single mistake. And we don't even see the age thing, the impact of his age and all. He's not struggling to clear balls. He just heads and wins every duel. He's always typing in the right places. He was almost scoring a goal, by the way. Evans has clearly, for me, made the whole experience thing make sense. I mean, we've always struggled with saying experienced player, so and so doesn't have the experience. Doesn't have the experience. Well, Evans makes experience make sense. This guy will not drop a ball. He's always perfect. Class, oozing class. What a player. Another year for Johnny. Imagine he just came during preseason to train with us to try and keep fit after leaving Leicester City. But, boy, Eric Ten Hag saw something in him and he's like, what did I just see? At that time, Maguire was struggling and said, you know what? I'm giving you a 1 year contract. And yet he continues to be such a humble guy. I love Evans, fam. I love Evans. What a player. I would give him also 8.5 out of 10, even if he came on for just the second stanza. Those were the biggest positives for us to take from that game. Second half as well, we improved. And I'll give it to Eric Ten Hag. I think he reorganized the team. If you watch the watch along, I was complaining all throughout the first half because we let this team play. We were playing underdogs. We respected them. They were on the ball. We are not dictating play against Luton. And I'm thinking, we are Manchester United. We cannot let Luton dictate play against us. In the second stanza, we're a bit better. We looked like we had as if an idea of a game plan. The first half there was no plan, there was no game plan. The goals came because of the brilliance of Rasmus Hojlund. But I think in the second stanza there was more order, more organization. That's why there was not so much chaos. We were calm. Scott McTominay and Kobe played a little better together. They were communicating better, so we closed the gaps in the middle. And Kobe was so calm. I think even when Casemiro is there, I'm beginning to think like Kobe should be the one sitting at the base of that midfield, not Casemiro. Honestly, because Kobe has got the feet, is faster, and his game reading is, I think, better than Casemiro lately. Casemiro is losing a lot in his sharpness. I'm going to talk about him and the birds in the game. But second stanza, Marcus Rashford, I think, looked better. Garnacho was so wasteful. And I'm thinking, we got all these chances. We should have been batting. Why wasn't Garnacho scoring these chances? But also, why was Garnacho playing full 90 minutes? Garnacho is not being substituted even when he's clearly tired. At one point, I think he's going to walk to Eric Ten Hag and tell him, man, do you want me to die on the pitch? The boy gets tired, but he still kept on. I even see him looking at the manager, hoping like they're going to save him. Garnacho is a good player, but you see, this boy is 19. He cannot be playing 90 minutes day in and day out. You've got Ahmad on the bench. I saw Ahmad Diallo greeting at full time, shaking hands with Rasmus Hojlund, but his facial expression was bad. He was the only unhappy guy because not even 4 minutes for Ahmad. Really? When Garnacho was wasting chances in the second stanza, Eric Ten Hag stopped this favoritism. Whereas we had an improved second half, we are not clinical. Bruno Fernandes should have scored. Fernandes, guys, is way off it. Bruno is way off it, honestly. Bruno, the captain, is not playing like a leader. Just when the rest of his teammates are beginning to step up a bit, he's dropping off. What's the problem? Has he played too much football? I said it before here that maybe we should think about giving Bruno some bit of a rest. But people don't think he can be rested. Why not? I mean, Christian Eriksen can play number 10, he's fit. Bruno is not sharp enough. He's not sharp enough. And the way he plays is not, again, I keep saying it, Eric Ten Hag does not give him proper direction on where he's supposed to play and how. And I think it exposes him a bit. Bruno has got to be made better use of. Otherwise, we are losing arguably one of our best three players now. Of course, with the emergence of Hojlund and Maino and Garnacho, we are losing one of our best four players because he's being played without the proper direction. Now let's look at the negatives in this game. The first half, we did not have a game plan. We just came and the goals were all scrap mistakes gifted to Hojlund, a clinical guy. The second goal as well, of course, he said he did it on purpose. I believe him because he was trying to leave the goal. It came to him and he clearly, you saw that he just chested that ball. What a reflex. What a reflex. That takes a brilliant, sharp striker to do that. Brilliant stuff there, and composure and calmness. No, that comes when you begin to score goals. You get the confidence to do such things. That's why Hojlund was able to score that goal. Beautiful football there from Rasmus Hojlund, the record setter. Now, the other thing is Eric Ten Hag and his single pivot with Casemiro at the base. Again, these games continue to prove that however good and however much we love and respect Casemiro, his time is out at Man United and we should be cashing in on him in the summer. Casemiro is no longer fit enough. We are losing every one-on-one duel. They were getting to the ball faster than us, except with the exception of Kobe. And there is one where I thought the referee was by the unfair on Kobe. And this referee was, I think, so eager to give away cards. And this was supposed to be expected to be a physical game. You don't just dish out cards like that. I think it was a poorly officiated game. But, of course, there was some bit of fairness because Casemiro could have got a red card. And it's good that Eric Ten Hag pulled him off early. But Casemiro is no longer fast enough. These young players are always going to get him committing fouls. And whenever he's playing with Harry Maguire, who is not exactly a very good man marker, it's going to happen as well. He's going to be forced into fouls. That's why Ten Hag was forced to pull off the two. But you see, when Maino was on and the classy Evans, it was calm because Maino attacks, but he mostly attacks the ball and he doesn't miss the ball. When he goes for the ball, he will get it. He's a pickpocket of sorts, a pickpocketer. Visit a pickpocket. I think that's why I call it a pickpocket of sorts. That's Kobe Maino. Beautiful player. Generally, overall, our performance, for me, not the most convincing. It's not how I wanted us to win. We could have won this game by 4 goals, especially in the second half we improved, but we struggled a lot. We could have conceded even more. So, for me, again, I'm not exactly impressed. I wasn't exactly impressed. I still question Erik ten Hag's fascination with a single pivot, puts a lot of pressure on the holding midfielder and forces them into mistakes. If he was going to stick to it, let it now be Kobe Maino who sits there, not Casemiro. Let it be Kobe. And I wouldn't be surprised if in the next game, Scott McTominay started ahead of Casemiro. Very possible with what Casemiro is beginning to look like. So unsharp lately. Now, let's go now to the player ratings. Out of 10, Andro Nana out of 10, I would give him 6.5. Really, not the best, really not his best performance, but he was okay. He didn't have so much. I think Luton were not as clinical with their finishing, even if they had several attempts and they were passing the ball a lot. So I'll give you Onana 6.5 out of 10. Diogo Dallo, again, another confused performance all over the place at times. I'll give Diogo Dallo 6.5 as well. On the left, Luke Shaw. We should be selling Luke Shaw in the summer, guys. I won't rate him. A central defense, Rafael Varane also made to work a lot all over the place, left, right, and center. I would give Varane 6.5 out of 10. I would give Harry Maguire 6 out of 10. I would give Evans, I've already rated him 8.5 out of 10. I would give midfield Kobe Maino, I rated him 8.5 out of 10. Bruno Fernandes. Now, how was I forgetting Bruno? Bruno is way out of sorts. He needs to step his game up because he's not a baller. He's looking like he's becoming a shadow of himself. He's not looking as sharp as he should. He has one good moment and he struggles a bit. We should be talking about Bruno in the same conversation as Martin Odegaard, but as Kevin De Bruyne. But unfortunately, he's not doing himself justice. So Bruno, I would give him a 6.5 out of 10, or 6 out of 10 actually. Then Marcus Rashford, I would give him a 7. He was decent in the second half, especially. He was doing a bit of a few better things. Hojlund, rated him 9 out of 10. And Garnacho, confusion. He had good passes, some good runs. I would give Garnacho 6. By his standards, I would give him a 6.5 out of 10 as well. Generally, the entire team, for me, 6 out of 10. The manager, Erik ten Hag, was average, 5 out of 10. Hotspot, subscribe. My name is Webb. Let me know what you think.